Namo Narayana. Hari Om Swamiji, Pranam Swamiji. Welcome to everyone. After a break of 4 weeks, we are resuming our Tattvabodha classes, and today is our 14th class. Tattvabodha is a textbook of definition and is presented as questions and answers. First, we have looked at Sadhana Chatushtaya. This is followed by the inquiry into the truth. Tattva Viveka Kaha. The answer is that it is the understanding that the Atma is real. Everything else is other than the Atma, and that is unreal or Mithya. Next, we looked at the definition of Atma. To know the definition of anything, we should know that the nature of that particular thing. Also, the nature of that thing which are mistaken to be other thing. Here, we have to know what is mistaken as Atma. There are several methods of analysis or prakriyas that resolve our mistaken or misunderstanding about Atma. Important ones are Shariratraya Viveka, Panchakosha Viveka, and Avastatraya Viveka. There are others like Drittrishya Viveka, Karya Karana Viveka. To the question, Atma Kaha, the answer is that Atma is distinct from 3 bodies, Stula, Sukshma, Karana Sharira, Vyatiriktaha. It is beyond the 5 sheets, Panchakoshas. It is the witness of the 3 avasthas, Jagrat, Swapna, and Shushupti, Avastatraya Sakshi. The nature of Atma is Satchit Ananda. Bhagavad Padar first briefly talks about this. Then he takes every word and defines Atma in the question and answer format. The first question is Stula Sharira Kim. The definition says Sukha Dukkhadi Bhoga Yatanam. The body is the house for the enjoyment of all our experiences. It is made up of 5 grossified great elements: Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apaha, Prithvi. That is space, air, fire, water, and earth. The cause of birth is Satkarmas or good actions, as a result of which this body is born. It undergoes 6 manifestations. Asti exists, Jayate born, Vardate grows, Viparinamate changes, Apakshiyate decays, and Nashyati perishes. Stula Sharira, the gross body, is like anatomy part, and Sukshma Sharira is the physiology part. That means it is the Stula Sharira that makes the Sukshma Sharira function and enlivens it. The next question is, what is Sukshma Sharira? It is an Apanchikritam, means it is made up of 5 ungrossified elements or 5 subtle elements. It is also Satkarmajanyam, or born out of good actions. It has 17 components, namely the 5 pranas: Prana, Apana, Vyana, Samana, and Udana. 5 Gnanendriyas, or organs of knowledge. 5 Karmendriyas, or 5 organs of action: mind and Buddhi. Chittam is included in mind, and Ahankara is included in Buddhi. Sukshma Shariram connects the gross body to the Atma Chaitanyam. Atma Chaitanyam is not connected to anything. It is only reflected in the mind. It is very subtle. The reflected Chaitanyam is the one that enlivens the gross body. The subtle body can also be referred to as the mental body or psychic body, or even pranic body, as mind and prana are interconnected. Next comes Karana Sharira, or the causal body, which we will hear from Pujya Swamiji. Hari Om Swamiji. All of us, I would like to, during the Padayatra, you've shown great compassion by sharing all the pictures and taking us with you through the journey. Thank you so much, Swamiji. Dhanyavad. Hari Om.
Swamiji not hearing anything. Swamiji have to unmute.
Tam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Shri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Vasudevendra Yogendram Natva Jnana Pradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattvabodho Bhidhiyate Om Shanti 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 Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Om Namo Narayanaya. So, welcome back again for the Tattvabodha. So now sound is okay, no? Okay, okay. So we were in the Sukshma Sharira. We were discussing the Sukshma Sharira. So how we came to Sukshma Sharira? There was a question, Atma Kaha. What is this self? So there it started. Sthula Sukshma Karana Sharirad Vediriktaha. The first definition of Atma, self, is Atma is distinct from Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, and Karana Sharira. Similarly, Atma is Panchakoshatita. So, Atma is beyond the 5 sheets, Panchakoshas, and Avasthatraya Sakshi. Atma is consciousness, the witness of the 3 states of consciousness, which we experience. And Satchidananda Swarupaha. Atma is existence, consciousness, bliss. So, Satchidananda Swarupaha. This is the nature of Atma. From there we started the discussion. So you heard the summary of the Tattvabodha now. So after Sukshma Sharira, the discussion of Sukshma Sharira, subtle body, we can see in that definition of Sukshma Sharira, it is said Apanchikrita Panchamaha Bhutaihi Kritam Satkarma Janyam. But it is it has 17 Panchakoshas, Panchakarmendriyas, Panchajnanendriyas, and Pancha Pranas. So these components of Sushma Sharira. Out of that, now what is Pancha Jnanendriya and Pancha Karmendriya? So we all know what is Pancha Jnanendriya and Pancha Karmendriya. But here, Shankaracharya ji wants to give you some more details for contemplation. Now, why we should know what is subtle body, what is the need to know that? To separate the self from the identification, misidentification of subtle body. Unless we know what is subtle body, we can separate Atma from that. So for that reason, Acharya ji is giving here all these definitions. So particularly, although we understand what these Karmendriya and Jnanendriyas are, the organs of perception and organs of action, but he wants to give some more details of that. So in this context, connected with the Sushma Sharira, now we can see the organs of perception. As we know, when we think about our body, the elements of the body, these 5 organs, especially organs of perception, is very important for us. If they are not working, the knowledge is not completed. So our life is not completed. So whatever we experience through these 5 organs. So now how they work, we don't know, because we never think about that, how these are working, and what is the connection of these organs with the consciousness, how they are connected. Now here, these 5 organs of perception and 5 organs of action, they are in subtle body. That is what it is said here. But our experience is they are in gross body, this physical body. Now what is the connection there? So how we know that this subtle body is working through these organs? So here that point is discussed. Now we see the test. You have the continuation. Srotram tvak chakshu rasana ghranam iti pancha jnanendriyani. So namingly 5 organs of perception, pancha jnanendriyas. In a living organism, like in a physical body, like a human body, we can see these 5. Srotram is the Sanskrit name for ear, sense of hearing. So when we say ear, that is in physical body, but here it is sense of hearing is srotram, srotra indriya. So the indriya is different from the organ. What we see physically outside as ear, or eardrums or whatever in there, the sense of hearing is different from that. So therefore, Srotrendriya, it is called Srotrendriya. So when we say Srotra Indriya, Indriya means sense of hearing. Similarly, Tvak, skin. So the sense of touch. The speciality of this skin is that is all over the body. It is there. Sense of touch is there and all over the body, inside and outside. So therefore, this sense of touch is called Sparshendriya. Sparshendriya. And in Bhagavad Gita also there is, it is said, Sparshan Kritva Bahir Bahyan. So all other organs of perception and organs of actions can be called sparsha, the sense of touch, because the sense of touch is there all over the body. This is a concept that we know from the science also. We can say all other organs are different manifestations of this skin, in different manifestations. So therefore it is said Ekendriya. Ekendriya, it is called Ekendriya. Sparsha is Ekendriya because Sparshendriya is connected to whole body. So Tvak. Then comes Chakshu. Chakshu is the eyesight that we know. Rasana. Rasana is the tongue, but the sense of taste. That is Rasana, the Dasanendriya. Granam is nose, sense of smell. So where we have the sense of smell. Sometimes nose is there, but there is no smell is experienced. No, we know when we get cold and fever like that, so the nose is there, nose is seen there, but you cannot smell it. But because that indriya, the sense of smell is not working, there is some disturbance in that. So similarly with all other indriyas. Therefore, our rishis, our great rishis, they meditated on all this. Not only they meditated on Ishvara, God and self, but also on all this perception and thought process and everything. They meditated on all this and they found out this is what is happening. So they separated the organ and the sense, separate. The Indriya and the organ of that Indriya. The seat of that Indriya, we can say. Actually, Srotra Indriya, the seat of that Indriya. Now, that is okay. Now, each Indriya has presiding deity. That is another interesting point. Now, Srotrasya Digdevata. It is said in the test. You can see the test. Srotrasya Digdevata. The sense of hearing is Srotra. Its presiding deity is Dik Devata. Dik means direction. So now you may wonder how this direction can be Devata. No, the direction, how the direction can be Devata. The direction has no assistance. How can be the Devata? It can be said Devata. So in our Sanatana Dharma, in Vaidika Dharma, we have this concept. The consciousness is all pervading. Consciousness manifests in different forms. So whatever manifested in this creation, all are connected to consciousness. So when Veda says Devata or Deva, the word Devata or Deva or Devi is used, it means the Veda wants to connect the consciousness there. So it says, you don't just see what is seen outside, but contemplate on the presiding deity. Like in our human body, the Jivatma is there. So we identify with ourselves, with the Jivatma, and we are experiencing all other whatever is happening in the mind and outside. So we are the experiencers, the knowers. Similarly, in all creation, there is in each part of the creation, each substance of the creation, there is presiding deity. It means Devata is there. So similarly, Dig Devata. So that direction also has Devata. So you can contemplate on those Devatas. So when at last the Jnani experiences himself as all-pervading Brahman, he identifies himself with all these Devatas. This we can see in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, somebody asked Yajnavalkya, Shakalya asked Yajnavalkya, how can we know that you have experienced the all-pervading Brahman? You just describe your experience. You tell us what you experience after having experienced the Brahman, all-pervading Brahman. He directly asked him, Yajnavalkya. So then Yajnavalkya says, you see, you can ask from wherever you like. So the Shakalya, the opponents, asked Yajnavalkya, in the east direction, how you are there in the east direction? So he asked there. So then Yajnavalkya says, I am there as a presiding deity of east direction. So similarly west, similarly north, similarly south, he asked everywhere. So it means Yajnavalkya identified himself as all-pervading, and he identified with himself with all the Devatas, all the gods, all the different forms of the gods. So this is something very special in Vedanta, that after realizing the self will be the one and the same. Even in creator, that Brahma, the self is the same. So he elaborately tells there Yajnavalkya, so in different forms, so many forms, all the forms what we see is all my own form. So I am there as the presiding deity, as sun and the moon and water and different forms. So this is the concept of this Devata. So now Srotrasya Dig Devata, that is one thing. The another thing is, another beautiful contemplation on this is, when we think about our hearing, when we hear sound, okay, so what we think? I hear sound, so I hear. So we add ourselves there. Okay, we never say, no, the ear hears. No, we say, I hear. Now, medically, physically, we know the person who is hearing is different from the ear, because ear is the instrument. The whatever happening as a hearing, the sense of hearing is happening there in the ear. and is connected to the brain. That's all we know from the medical science. The physiology says that. Now, in that case, why we experience that I hear? Now, we could say that ear is hearing, that's okay. Ear is hearing, ear is not hearing. But I say I hear and I am not hearing. I am unable to hear. So why we connect ourselves there? This is an interesting point. And this is the experience. Now we cannot deny this. Even a small child experiences. Okay. So therefore, what we should understand here is this connecting ourselves with all these experiences. It shows without my connection, without my consciousness, nothing can be experienced. So even though the process of hearing, when we say, see anatomically, when we see the process of hearing, what is happening there, we know it is how it happens. But that is not enough. So that all process is happening inside the eardrum and the reverent part of the ear. But the experience is grasped, perceived by the perceiver. And that is okay. Now that we know, we can accept that the experience is important there. Therefore, the consciousness is connected. Now, the second point is, now who is controlling the eardrum? The process of hearing, no? Who is controlling this? Who is the controller of this process? You may say, no, it happens naturally. So when sound comes, if everything works okay, then it happens. But not. The Veda says there is a controller, because you cannot control. You are not the controller. You can only close the ears and close the eyes. That's only you can do. But the all process is managed, like the vehicle is managed by the driver. Similarly, the whole process of hearing, all process of seeing and tasting and smelling and everything is controlled by the presiding deities. Therefore, we have no direct control over that. The reason is the karmas and the effect of the karmas are coming from the previous karmas. And those karmas are connected to the physical body and the subtle body. And these karmas and karma effects are managed by presiding deities. Because presiding deities, devatas, are the managers or the servants of the Ishvara, the all-pervading consciousness. So these are the different forms of consciousness. So this beautiful concept is there in this. So therefore, when we hear the sound, when we hear some sound, we experience the sound, think about the consciousness, the presiding deity there. I am not hearing, I am only the experiencer of that. The hearing process is managed by Dig Devata, a servant of the all-pervading Ishvara. So therefore, we should salute, prostrate to that Devata. At least remember that presiding deity there. So we do, when we do Sandhya Vandanam, every Sandhyavandanam, we touch that Devata and pray to that Devata. So this is there in Vaitika Sandhyavandanam. So every day we practice this. So this concept of consciousness. Now, all the instruments can be in many forms, like a vehicle or any other instruments, mobile or computer or whatever. The instrument is insentient, okay, and that is ultimately managed by consciousness, right? So the insentient instruments, any instrument, any yantra, that is managed by consciousness. That is one point. The second point is any instrument is working for the consciousness, for the purpose of the consciousness. The instrument is not working for itself. The purpose of the consciousness is completed by the instrument. So these 2 points. Now, our eyesight or our ear or whatever, these organs are instruments. Even the mind is instrument. Okay, so these organs are not working for the sake of organs, but they are working for the consciousness, for the experience. That is the first point. The second point is these organs are managed by the consciousness, ultimately managed by the consciousness. So those managers of the organs are called preceding deities. Okay, I think now you got the idea what we are conveying here and why Shankaracharya ji is taking all the troubles to explain all these devatas here. So this way we meditate, what is the spiritual effect of this? The spiritual effect is our identification with the body will reduce, because we know we are only using the body, the instrument. The body is managed by devatas and the consciousness is experiencing. So I am only the experiencer dwelling here in this body. That's all. So the ego with the body, the identification with the body, the concept of personality, it changes, because it is all managed by the karmas and its devatas. So this way, srotrasya dig devata, even the directions, even in the directions there is consciousness. The consciousness is called devata. Similarly, tojo vayuhu, the preceding deity of sense of touch is vayu, the air what we see. So the air also has preceding deity consciousness, because it is also a production of consciousness. Chakshushaha suryaha, the sun is the preceding deity of chakshu. Rasanayaha varunaha, the preceding deity of tongue is Varuna, Varuna Devata. Similarly, Granasya Ashwino. Granam is nose. The presiding deity of nose is Ashwino. So there are two. So two Kumaras, Ashwina Kumaro. So they are the presiding deity there. Idi Jnanendriya Devataha. So these are Jnanendriya Devataha. Now the interesting point is, now you are not there in the in Sotra and in your organs of perception. Somebody else is dwelling there and controlling. You are separate from that. So the organs are managed by the presiding deities. The perception is the effect of what is happening there, but what we perceive is the blessings of these devatas. We perceive, what we see, what we experience is because of their blessings, it's devatas' blessings. Now, the object of these organs, sense perceptions and objects, the srotrasya vishayaha shabdagrahanam. The object of ear, sense of organ is shabda, sound, the hearing. Tvachaha vishayaha sparshagrahanam. The object, the vishaya of the tvak, skin, is sparsha, touching, the sense of touch. Similarly, chakshusha vishayaha rupagrahanam. No, eyes can only see the color, the form. Rasanaya vishayaha rasagrahanam. Tongue can only experience taste, nothing else. Granasya vishayaha gandhagrahanam. And nose can only smell. So vishayaha gandhagrahanam. So this way we know what are the Pancha Jnanendriyas and their presiding deities and their sensations, the objects of the sensation. So similarly, we can take up the organs of action, continued with the organs of action. Vak pani pada payupasthaniti panchakarmendriyani. The namingly vak, speech, pani, hands, pada, legs, payu, anus, and upastha is organ of procreation. So vak, pani, pada, payu, upasthani. These are called karmendriyas, means organs of action. So all these are in action. Now their presiding deities.
Swamiji, sound is breaking.
Okay. I have not done anything. It's the same thing is going on. So it means some maybe some problem with the net connection. It's okay. Sometimes it's coming. Vajo devata vahmihi. Now you see the presiding deity of speech is fire. So Now, how the fire is connected to speech? The Vajo Devata Vahnihi, speech. We know when we talk very seriously. So we say there was a heated discussion. Some heat is produced. Actually, the heat is produced by some other reason. But something is there. The heat is produced by the brain. Because if something seriously is discussed, then brain is in special action. So it produces more heat and more elements and more energy is wasted. So therefore the body is heated. But here it is something different. Because the speech has a special character. That is, the speech can give us knowledge. Now also by my speech, you are getting some knowledge. We are studying a test, and that is through speech, talking each other. Okay. So this can produce knowledge. So knowledge is connected to light. That we know the knowledge is connected to light. Why? Because when we know something, it opens our knowledge and we get some special experience. So therefore, here the fire is light. The speech is throwing some light. Therefore, the presiding deity is light. Now, according to other system, the Puranas and other system, it is said Saraswati is the presiding deity of the speech. Now, Vagdevata, it is very famous. And this is not famous. That is Vagdevata. We say Vagdevata Saraswati. We pray to Saraswati for speech, Vagdevata. But the difference is Saraswati is the presiding deity of knowledge, Vidya. So Vidya is connected to speech. So it is said Saraswati is connected to speech. Here what we are discussing is the presiding deity of the organ. The presiding deity of the organ specially. So that is Agni. But the presiding deity of the knowledge is Saraswati. So therefore, Vidya Devi, Saraswati is Vidya Devi. And this speech, when we connect with the knowledge, only the studies and others are connected to the knowledge. Otherwise, the normal speech is not connected to the knowledge what we say as this. Therefore, it can be separated this way. The organ is different from the knowledge. That's the idea. So, Vajo Devata Vahnihi. And next, Hastayor Devata Indraha. Indra, the famous Indra, the lord of the gods. So he is Indra. Indra is the presiding deity of hands, because Indra is connected to power, the strength of the hands. So Belasya Devata Indra. So the strength and Indra is connected. Therefore, Indra is the king of the gods, because he is the king of the god. Therefore, Hasta, Indra, and hands are hands and Indra. So we need to contemplate on this. So Indra is presiding deity of hands because Indra is giving us strength. Is a Devata for strength. Now Padayor Vishnuhu, presiding deity of legs and feet, is Vishnu. Presiding like deity of legs and feet is Vishnu. Now Vishnu, here the all-pervading Vishnu, he is the manager, okay, you can say the Sthitikarta, who controls everything after creation. And the creation, when we think about the creation, there is action, there is movement. So the movement is connected to Vishnu. Therefore, the legs are connected to Vishnu. So Padayor Vishnuhu. We say Adhara. So the Adhishthanam, the substratum for all these functions. The base of all these functions. So Padayor Vishnuhu. Payoho Mrityuhu. Payu means anus, the organ of clearance, evocation, elimination. So now the preceding deity is interestingly Mrityu, death. Death is the preceding deity of anus. Now how it is connected? So we can think that what is death? Death is destruction. In other words, we can say the clearance of what has been created. So the waste is whatever the waste, it is cleared. So waste is cleared by anus. So the Mrityu also does the same thing. So when the creation is over, the karma is completed, then whatever left, the Mrityu clears it. So therefore, Lord of clearance, evocation, destruction, that is Mrityu. Therefore, it is connected to Mrityu. Now, the last, Upastha. Upasthasya Prajapatihi. Prajapati means creator. Prajapatihi, the creator of Prajas. Prajapati. Now, this organ of procreation, it is connected to creation. So therefore, the Prajapati is the presiding deity of Upastha, the organ of procreation. So this way, idi karmendriya devataha. These are the presiding deities of the organs of action. This way we can connect them. Now the objects, their actions. Vajo vishayaha bhashanam. Vachaha vishayaha, the function of speech is bhashanam, speaking. Panyor vishayaha, the function of hands is grasping, holding. Payor vishayaha vastu grahanam, holding any object, grasping any object. Padayor vishayaha gamanam. The function of the legs are locomotion, motion from one point to another point, movement. And then Payor Vishayaha, the function of anus is Malatyagaha, the clearance of waste. So that is malatyagaha. Upasthasya vishayaha, the function of the organ of procreation, upastha, is pleasure, because in the process of creation there is a pleasure experienced. Therefore it is anandaha iti. This is the upasthasya vishayaha. So we completed Sukshma Sharira this way. Along with Sukshma Sharira, the Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas, presiding devatas. Now, when we sit for meditation, okay, we sit for Vedantic meditation. Now, I have to specifically say Vedantic meditation. Otherwise, there are so many meditations. So nowadays, yogic meditation, Patanjala meditation, there are so many meditations. So, therefore, we have to say that this is Vedantic meditation. So, when we sit for Vedantic meditation, when we study Tattvabodha, we can contemplate on this. Because when we contemplate on our own body, if I say you meditate on your own body, your own physical body, what do you think? What is the need to meditate on my own body? Because there is nothing special. I always remember my body. I cannot forget my body. Now, what is the need to meditate on that? In Vedanta, we study body is not Brahman, body is not Atma. Atma is distinct from this body. Sthula Sukshma Sharirat Vedirikta has already said. So then why we should meditate on physical body? It's an interesting point. When we see meditation techniques in Upanishads, especially in Brihadaranyaka and Chandogya Upanishads, there we can see whenever they talk about meditation and finding an object for meditation, because when we meditate, we need to have some object, something for meditation to concentrate on. So that there they bring physical body. Physical body in it's not as this body, but in universal form. It's called Virat Purusha. Virata Purusha, Hiranyagarbha, Vaishwanara. So these all forms are physical, are the human body only. So human, the shape of the Virat, shape of the Hiranyagarbha is our physical body, the same. We could find something else. Upanishad could suggest some other form for meditation, but it gives the human form only. The reason is, when we sit for meditation, we need to have an awareness of this physical body. Some awareness. So we now normally have awareness of the body, but when we sit for meditation, that awareness is different from this awareness. So when we sit for meditation, we remember our own body. We meditate on our own physical body. It is very, very easy. Why? If you want to meditate on Guru Vairappan, Bhagavan Vishnu, you have to keep a photo, a painting, a picture, or some statue or something in front of you to remember the Bhagavan Vishnu's form. Otherwise, you cannot meditate. But instead of that, if we meditate on our own physical body, is there any need to keep any photo or something? No. If you close your eyes and remember your own body, the mind will be still there very easily. Okay, see how Upanishad Rishis found out this. Because it is very quite natural. There is no effort is necessary. You just sit and think about your physical body, how I am sitting, my legs and my foot and my head and where it is, where are my hands and everything. Just you remember your body. And along with that, contemplate on these points, because one part, body has many parts. So we have Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas. So bringing the awareness into the body, contemplate on this Jnanendriya Devatas and Karmendriya Devatas and all other Devatas, preceding Devatas. Then in this body, you bring all the other Devatas and deities. Now 5 elements, they are there in your body. The 5 elements are connected to consciousness. So this way, the 5 elements, gross elements, subtle elements, grossified elements, ungrossified elements, and these preceding deities, all are there in your body. Now you are not alone. Okay. So you have so many elements supporting you. Now you will not have any fear of this physical body. Now you know not only me controlling and knowing this body and experiencing, but there are so many other deities too. They are also residing in my body and experiencing. So it is very interesting. So there is no worry about this body. If something happened to here, so you know that that deity is not satisfied. We have to pray, and then you will pray, and that connection will come. So these deities, these devatas are all pervading. Now meditating on your physical structure, you are meditating on the whole universe in the form of human being, the human body. So this is how Upanishad takes you to this limited body awareness into the unlimited body awareness. So the all universe can be made as Virat Purusha. Therefore, it is said Virat Purusha. Now, even our famous Purusha Sukta says the same thing. Sahasra Shirsha Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrabhat. Everywhere it is there. So this is, I can say, this is the meditation techniques used in Upanishad to give the Brahmajnana. This is the first step of meditation. So without this, the all-pervading Brahma cannot be understood. So first we understand, why we experience our physical body with this consciousness, with this awareness. So then it can be experienced as all-pervading consciousness. So therefore, when you sit for meditation, relax yourself and first bring awareness to the body itself. Think about the body from up to top, bottom to the head, and head to the bottom, like that. So the awareness comes there. And then concentrate on any point, on heart point or any point you like to concentrate. So then the mind is concentrated there. Think about all other elements connected to this. 5 elements, 5 gross elements, 5 subtle elements, and this deities. So everything is there, because when you sit for meditation, in the beginning, in the practice, we need to have some thought process, some thoughts connected to that. So without that, the meditation cannot happen. So therefore, take all this and meditate on that. That is the purpose of describing it here. Okay, I think we have completed the time now. So next session, we will see Karna Shariram, the Karna Shariram, the causal body. Hari Om. Over to you for connected questions. Hari Om.
Namaste, Swamiji. First question is from YouTube channel, asked by Jagadish Swarup Brahmachari. He asked, if Brahman is the only reality, then Yogananda disciples promote the existence of Babaji, Mahavadar Babaji. Is existence of another else is possible other than Brahman?
Other than Brahma?
He's written like this: if Brahman is the only reality, then Yogananda disciples promote the existence of Mahavadar Babaji. Then he asked, is existence of another, I mean, he means, I think, is existence of something other than Brahman is possible? Is it possible?
No. Other than Brahman is, nothing is there other than Brahman, as we can say something else bigger than Brahman or whatever. If something is there, then the Brahman is incomplete, because the word meaning of Brahman is all pervading. Brahman exists in everything, in and out. So therefore, there is no chance to think something other than Brahman. So it has maybe some other meaning, some other intention to say that, but we can't see that something else is there other than Brahman or bigger than Brahman. Yeah.
Next question is Dr. Kamalaji.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om.
I don't know whether it is audible. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Swamiji, whether this can you hear me?
Okay. Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. This consciousness is the reflected conscious in the samashti. Can we call the Devadas as the reflecting consciousness?
Yes.
The samashti.
All the Devatas are like the human beings and other beings. They are all reflected consciousness, because they have a form, a physical form. Physical form in the sense, when we think about physical form, we think about our bodies, but there are different bodies. There are bodies made of air, body is made of fire, body is made of water. So body is made of like that sky, the space. So we have all these 5 elements, 5 different bodies. Our bodies are made from what you say, the earth, say connected to Parthiva Sharira. So these differences are there. Therefore, there are many kinds of physical bodies.
Next question is Asha Menonji. Please unmute and ask.
Namaskaram, Swamiji. There are 2 questions which I want to ask you. 2 questions which I want to ask you. One is you mentioned about all this organs and all that. So only we can feel it only when we are conscious, like we make an effort. Like suppose there is a saying, you hear only what you want to hear. Suppose we don't want to hear, it is effort. We have to make effort from our side, right? To feel anything, to hear anything, to see anything.
It's possible.
And
you can withdraw your mind
question
from the hearing. When you withdraw the mind from hearing, you will not hear. Because the mind is the connector, the connecting factor.
Okay. Mind controls mean to say that it is a connecting factor.
Yeah, correct. So
okay, then Swamiji, I have heard many times, like right from childhood, to be careful about what you are going to say, because you never know Kali is sitting on your tongue. Kali.
Yeah,
this
that's
word I
all.
heard,
The funny thing we talk about all this, but as we according to the Vedas, Upanishads, what said here is that is the presiding deity Agni Devata Vaji Agni. So that is what we say. If you are not using your ability to control your speech, then anything can happen, because it can lead to many problems. So therefore, we need to understand our mind. Vagme manasi pratishtita, manome vachi pratishtita. So both should be connected. So think first and then talk. Yeah.
What is they say that those who got some black mark in the tongue and all this, whatever they say that will happen or something, like one should be careful about
this
with
is
people
all
with
connected to
that, black.
Jyotisha. That's different thing. All connected to Jyotisha. So Jyotisha, according to karmas, in our body there are so many indications. Marks are there. So inborn marks are there. So each mark, each indication has some meaning, some significance. So they know how to read that. So it is the book is available as a separate shastra. So accordingly, we know the different marks what it says. So it is all connected to previous karmas.
And next question is from.
Thank you.
Next question is from Aresu Karubiji, and his question is Hari Om Swamiji. When during pregnancy we chant and pray, the prayers can make a difference in the subtle body of the child. The question is, can the prayers and pray make the difference in the subtle body of the child? Does that change the karma of the child?
Definitely. If mother prayers, if she is meditating and her mind is peaceful, it affects the child, because child is completely dependent on mother. So this way the connection is there. So when we chant some slokas, some mantras, anything, any music or anything. The sound vibration goes to child because the subtle vibrations are received. So this way the vibration goes. And the changing the karma, of course, if we pray, our karmas are changed. No, its effects are reduced. It happens even after that also. So the prayers and other rituals, other practices can change your karma. So a little bit, no, it is, I can say, some changes there. But what the child has, the prarabdha, the original prarabdha, it cannot be completely changed only by prayers. So one thing what we can do is before conceiving, if the mother, the parents, both together do some anushtana, some prayers, then what they get, the child, according to the karma they get, because the child is not selecting the parents. Parents are inviting the child, because there are two theories. According to Vaidik Parampara, the parents are inviting the child. So that is what the mantra says. The other theory is child selects the parents. That in Buddhism and Jainism, they believe in that theory. The child shall select parents for himself. So if parents do some practices like chanting mantras, or they do some prayers before conceiving, then it can happen. The effect can happen. Like according to that karma, they get the child. So this is possible. Therefore, in our Shodasa Samskara, we have the Garbhadana Samskara. The first Samskara is Garbhadana Samskara. So Garbhadana Samskara is a ritual for conceiving. So before conceiving, they do some rituals. So that is the Garbhadana Samskara. So there some homa and some mantra, some practices are there. So this is all connected to this karma and our, our cultural practices.
Next question is from Dr. Hema. Hema ji, please unmute and ask.
Hari Om Swamiji.
When
you told about the Devatas, sometimes we feel that the organ is here, Devata is outside controlling like that. But I think all the Devatas are also in your body only. Like we picture that Kamadhenu cow with all the Devatas here, there, and all that picture of that. So same our body also, all Devatas are depicted.
Yes. Residing, all the Devatas are residing in the body. Now we are only talking about the Karmendriyas, Jnanendriyas, but all other organs, each organ has each Devata. So there are so many Devatas. So your body is a temple, no? Like the Devatas are there. Therefore, we have to keep clean and hygiene, no? Like we are keeping the temple. Yeah.
Yeah, next question is from KB Ravishankar ji. Hari Om Swamiji, when we meditate, we need to think of our body and then think about the respective deities of Indriyas and then connect ourselves to the all-pervading consciousness. Is this the right way to right way to meditate?
Yes, that is what I said. According to our Upanishad 6 system of meditation, this is one of that. We can say the main meditation, what the Upanishad talks about. So this way, when we meditate, the identification of body is changed. Now we know not only me residing in this body, but also there are other deities, other devatas. So this way it is connected to the universe. So that is the process. In any of the Upanishads, if you see, this is there. But nowadays, no, when we study Vedanta, mostly we are not discussing about this upasanas in Upanishads. The significance of these upasanas we are not discussing. That is why we don't know what this says. But it is very important, especially when we see in Chandogya Upanishad, 5th chapter, the last part is said Vaishwanar Upasana. No, 6th chapter we discuss about Tattvamasi, and before that Tattvamasi and Sadvidya and everything is there in the 6th chapter of Chandogya Upanishad. But the 5th chapter, last part, talk about Vaishwanara Vidya. So Vaishwanara Vidya is this, the universal form of Purusha, human being. So that is called Vaishwanara. So first we meditate on that, then the second after that meditation, easy to understand the Brahma Vidya. So this is how it is connected.
There are no more questions from the Zoom session, and Sri Jagadish Swarup Brahmachari, he has put 2 more questions in the YouTube channel. First question is, if legs are paralyzed, then devotion of the deities can regain the strength in the limbs. I think he meant if we do some prayer to the respective deities, can it make to regain the strength in the limbs, the paralyzed limbs?
So not only with the prayers, but if some karmas are there, because the usage of leg is completed, now that karma is not there, then it cannot come back. But otherwise, if the karma is there, then presiding deity can help. So this is how we do healings. No, so the healing is also connected to this. So yoga practice and healing, all these are connected. Because the energy is supplied there, then if it is possible, the karma is there, then it will come. Ultimately, everything is connected to karma. Because presiding deity also can give some support if the karma is there. Otherwise, it cannot give, it cannot support.
Next question from him is about a grammar, that is speaking Hari before Om is valid grammatically?
Pardon, once again?
We generally do a salutation like Hari Om, right? Hari Om, Hari Om. So he's asking whether spelling Hari before Om, is that valid grammatically?
Achha. So actually, Hari Om, the pronunciation of Hari Om, Harihi Om. It should be pronounced as Harihi Om, not Hari Om. In between there is a Visarga, Harihi Om. That is the correct pronunciation. But normally people miss that Harihi in between and say Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. But there is Harihi is there. Harihi Om. That is the correct pronunciation.
Yeah, that's all, Swamiji. There are no more questions.
Okay. So thank you. We completed the time. So we conclude here. Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Om पूर्णमतः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। नारायण।